Good morning, beautiful souls. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. All right, how is everyone doing on the other side? If you heard me, you know what time it is, man. It is time to get up. Let's rock and roll. Shout out to all the beautiful souls. Shout out to the new subs, all right, the new beautiful souls. I sure do appreciate you. All right, DC, we had some numbers written down November the 1st. All right, we had 680, 788, 147, and 786. I think we had 147 kind of like in the middle of November. All right, pretty much had it written down, already before all the drama. So shout out to DC, man. Let's continue to win. If you're not a member, guys, please join the membership page. We are doing some things on that page. We are learning things. Beautiful soul, she researched her own state. She knows some hot and smoking numbers that's getting ready to come out in North Carolina. She even knows some numbers that haven't been out in 2024 or 2023. What does that mean? Those numbers are due. And guess what? She was able to figure it out just because she linked up with me. And when I went live, she is a member. We was able to discuss a lot of things, guys. So come on over, have some fun, man. I know everybody is working. I know I never announce when I'm going to show up. I just guess you got to keep your notification bells on. I'm never going to announce when I show up, man. So, I'm sorry if it go down that way, but hey, look, man, you always want to surprise somebody, right? So with that being said, everybody have a beautiful day. Shout out to Missouri. You know who you are. You had 674 in your state. We talked about that, guys. That is an easy come up. Whenever you see 919, 674s, a 302 should be near. If you start seeing 302s in your state, make sure you play 674. If you see a 674, play 919. All right, you also can get 802. All right, guys, today, if you don't know already, it's kind of been a topic, right? A child was found hung in the school. I think that was, I almost want to say, was it Calvert County? I'm not sure, guys. All you got to do is Google it. It's a main topic. Y'all be sure to go to good brother Buster Move. He's from the DMV. He's an entrepreneur. He have his own nightclub. Sometimes you might see me posting some of his clips. So he's from the home team, guys, and just feel free to join this page. He got a lot to talk about, a lot of positivity. He's a business owner. At his age, he owns his own nightclub. All right, so go to his page. Dynamite Brother, he touched on serious topics, a topic that I think the world need to hear about. 2-year-old was found hanging on a hook in a restroom. I believe the school is kind of keeping things under the wraps. They always want to keep things quiet, right? But isn't it strange? And it just seems like this is like maybe the second incident. We already know when Trump entered the White House, what year was that? 2016. We witnessed a sister get killed by a driver, a neo-Nazi driver, right? We witnessed her get hit by a car. But it seems like every time this man is getting ready to enter this White House, it's always something before that, right? It's always just something before that. Now, some might say, oh man, that's just a coincidence. How could it be? Where does a child learn in their home to hang somebody on a hook? It starts in the house. Where does a child learn to do these kind of things? I believe this child was in the 7th grade. He hung the 2nd grader on a hook. I guess that probably was maybe a coat hook or something like that. This happened in a restroom stall. But where does a child learn that kind of stuff from? Do you just Google it? That's why, you got to monitor your kids. That's why some parents should monitor their kids and see what they're doing. But how do you learn how to actually hang somebody on a hook? That's what I'm trying to figure out, right? So that's what happened. I believe it was Friday, and the news are just trying their best, to keep it on the low. They're saying it's still being investigated. You got a mother who is still traumatized by this. But does anybody find it strange though? Every time. Every time. And see, that's why I'm glad myself when I found out who people were. And look, man, you can vote for whoever you want to vote for. But when I really found out who people was, when they started letting me know, who they're voting for, hey, man, it was easy for me to push back, man. It was easy for me to push back. It was easy for me to push back. Believe a person, guys, when they tell you who they are. If a person can tell you that they're with someone who create nothing but hatred, regardless of the fact how some might just say, because you hear a bunch of foolishness, we haven't had no money since Joe Biden, since Kamala Harris, since, guys, come on, let's make it make sense, guys. Let's just make it make sense. We done been through a whole pandemic on Trump's clock. We've been on a whole pandemic. We watched millions of people die. How he carried this whole situation to where as though you want to tell Dr. Fauci not to tell the people not to wear masks. This man wanted to tell Dr. Fauci to tell the peoples everything that we didn't want to hear. Shout out to Dr. Fauci, man. When you walk the streets of Northwest, you still see his face, everywhere you go. And people just saying, thank you, Dr. Fauci. He's still wearing his mask on the picture. When you walk and you might see some, embedded in the ground. He got like his own little walk of fame in D.C. Some streets you walk, you look down, you see Dr. Fauci wearing a mask. Shout out to Dr. Fauci, man. But when a person tell you, man, who they are, you got to believe them, man. Do you know how many people died on this man's clock, man? And never mind that he was warned. He was warned. He was warned before everything just broke loose. He was warned. Are you aware that it's a virus spreading? I believe it started in Seattle, and it was coming. It was approaching. I think the first case was in Seattle. When they asked him, when he was swinging his golf club, when he was like, oh, that's fake news, never decided to lock down the United States. Never decided. So what are you blaming Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for? What are you blaming these people for who had to come into office and clean up everything that this idiot messed up? What are you blaming them for? What do you want them to do? What did you want them to do? Then you got people, oh man, things ain't been the same since Trump. What haven't been the same? So guys, when a person tell you who they are, man, but you gotta believe them, man. When you voting for Trump and you saying, oh, that's my president, a lot comes with that. Some might kind of avoid the, oh, well, I don't have nothing to do with the hatred and well, that's what you voted for. You voted for that. You voted for women don't have no voice. You voted for that. You voted for if your child accidentally get pregnant, she have no control over her body. God forbid, hopefully they don't. But you voted for that. You voted for if your child get raped or something like that, God forbid, she can't get an abortion. You voted for that. You voted for this stuff. This is what you voted for. So with that being said, man, shout out to DC, man. We are a winner. Still keep some of these numbers in. I like 788, 786, of course. I like 680. That number might just come back. If you're not a member, man, please come on over to the page. Join that membership. I'm not hurting nobody. I'm not hitting nobody's head. I believe a membership for a beautiful soul is $6.99. If you don't know how to do it, leave something in the comments. Maybe someone can help you. With that being said, guys, peace out. Let's continue to win. Whatever you do, stay out the way.